We are back here on the streets of Perth on the first Saturday of the month, and being November the 1st, 2025. And we come out here on a regular basis to tell people of Perth and those who are watching online through Max Freedom about the truth, which the media will not tell you because they do not want you to know the truth. And we have a special occasion today because normally we have a walk of shame and we shame and name and shame the politicians, the bureaucrats, the companies which gaslit you and lied to you. But today we're going to start off with an announcement that we're handing out certificates of bravery today. Certificates of bravery to all those people who refuse to take the COVID jab. And we're going to do that today because we want to honour those people who refused to bend the knee to all the lies and the rubbish and the propaganda that was thrown around. And even though they made great sacrifices, here in WA there was probably only 2 to 3% of people who actually resisted, and we want to honour those people today. So we've got a little certificate and I want to go through each of the points today. All right, so I'll be handing out this certificate of bravery to the Unjabbed. So if there are any Unjabbed people here today, hang around and we will hand out to you a certificate of bravery because you were brave, you were fearless in spite of all the hatred, the gaslighting and the shaming. And you stood firm and resisted. So please hang around to grab your certificate if that is you. We have a number of police over there, and if we have any police that joined recently, they may be able to take one of these. Unfortunately, if they were around when Commissioner Dawson was Commissioner of the West Australian Police, he said, if you don't take the jab, you're going to lose your job. So anyone who's in the police force more than about 4 years will probably have had to take the jab to keep their job. Shame on Dawson. Shame. Had to get that in. All right, so certificate of bravery for the Unjabbed. Number 1, you resisted the hysterical fear. The hysterical fear.
You can die from the corona or get really sick.
Lots of people have died. People have died and are dying en masse.
It will take lives, and it will take lives quickly.
Do you remember when it first started? Remember how they said that in Italy, what percentage of the population were dying from the jab? Can you remember what they said?
No.
It was 7%. They said 7% of people in Italy were dying from, so not from the jab, from the COVID, okay? 7%. It was all rubbish, complete and utter rubbish. It wasn't 7% at all. It was less than 0.7%. And for those who are relatively healthy, who don't have 5 or 6 comorbidities, it was less than 0.01%. Okay? So it wasn't any more dangerous than a bad flu season. But they ramped up the fear, hysterical fear. Do you remember how they said if you stood within 1.5 metres of someone else, you could literally die? Do you remember that?
I remember the days.
Oh yeah, baby. Within 1.5 metres, rubbish. Remember when we went along and we normally went up to a bloke? What's the first thing you do with a bloke? You went over and shake their hands. And then what did they do? They told them, no, don't shake somebody's hand, you might die. You're going to do what? An elbow bump. How stupid is that? These people are complete morons. Anyway, you resisted the hysterical fear. Then you resisted the gaslighting. Remember the gaslighting? Do you know whose fault the pandemic was, apparently? It was us guys. We were the cause of the pandemic because we didn't take the jab. And all these people were dying because we didn't take the jab. That's gaslighting, people. We weren't the cause of the problem. No, we weren't. But they told you, if you don't take the jab, you will be responsible for people dying. Okay? You will be responsible for people dying. You know what happens when they tell you that? You end up with people like this. Here you go. We had this young person come up to us 2 months ago, and this young person said to me and to a few other people here, I want you to kill yourself. Okay. You want me to kill myself? Well, really?
Kill yourself.
I'm
Kill
not gonna
yourself.
kill myself.
Well, I hope you do.
Oh, please say that. Yeah,
Fuck
no.
you.
So
Fuck
young
you.
lady, I will pray with you. I will pray with you. I love you.
I'll pray that you kill yourself.
I want you to kill yourself, and it's because she thought we were killing other people. We were killing other people. She wasn't the only one. We have another lady. Oh, she was a beauty. We'll just call her Karen, shall we? Not sure of her name, so we'll just call her Karen. And she came up to us while we're standing just over there, under the shade in Forest Place, and she said, "You're a bunch of murderers," okay?
You people are murderers!
Murderers! Murderers!
You suck! You suck the innocent people with your bullshit! You're fucking conspiracy theorists!
We're peaceful.
I'm not allowed to tell them what I think.
Piss off.
Yeah, you can.
You're murderers.
Speak.
You're a murderer.
That'll do.
You're a murderer.
Why is that?
Thank you.
Look at the evidence.
You're a bunch of murderers. You see, this is what happens. This is what government propaganda does. Government propaganda winds people up and up and up so that they will literally hate us. I mean, really, when you have someone say, I want you to kill yourself, that's really just hatred. That's just pure hatred when somebody would say something like that. We don't want her to kill herself. We want her to come to the knowledge of the truth. And the truth shall set you free. All right, so there we have it. You resisted the gaslighting. You resisted the shaming. Okay? People, I was talking to a teacher from a school the other day, and she said everyone in the school who did not have the jab, their name was put up on the notice board. Can you believe that? What about medical privacy? They put up the names of all the teachers and the teachers' educational assistants. They put their name up on the board so everyone would know who didn't take the jab in order to shame us. Well, shame on them. Shame. Shame. So that's what they did to us, but some of us, we stood firm. We did not take the jab. We did not listen to their attempt to shame us because we had nothing to be ashamed of. You lost your income. How many people here was affected financially because of what they did to us? Yes, yes, yes. So a number of us lost out financially because they said, you can't work. You can't come into work and do what you normally do because we're all so scared of something which is happening all the time. People get sick. And they said, what's the point of having a vaccine if it's not going to protect you? I mean, how crazy is that? That's just insane. And they said, oh, thank you, look at this. Oh, did they tell you this? The New South Wales government surveillance data, this is government information by the way, that the more jabs you have, the more likely you are to get COVID. How about that? Did they tell you that? No, I don't tell you that. Why don't they tell you that? Because they're a bunch of liars. Shame! Shame! So they said to us, you're going to lose your income. So I know people here who have lost not only their income, but they had to sell their house. They became homeless because they could no longer afford the mortgage payments because they lost their job. And it was all rubbish. It was all rubbish. But I honour those people who stood firm against this propaganda by the government. You resisted the insults. Oh, how many insults were thrown our way. Do you remember any of the insults, Greg?
They're not coming to me at the moment, but I'm sure you'll remember.
What about good old, what about our beloved Premier? Remember him? Where is he? Have we got a picture of him here today?
They said they said you were gonna kill Grandma.
You're gonna kill Grandma, and that's what they said to you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I did it.
You took one jab because you said you wanted to protect Grandma and visit Grandma.
Yeah, because Grandma was in my house.
There you go. So this Premier McGowan said you're going to kill Grandma if you don't take the jab. Do it for, roll up for WA, remember that? Do the right thing, okay? If you don't do the right thing, you're obviously doing the right thing. If you're not doing the right thing, then you're a scumbag, okay? Scumbag. People know me as Scumbag Stuart, okay? All right. So he thought because he's going well in the popularity polls, he just doubled down and said, West Australia is a very compliant population, and if you weren't compliant, then according to him, you need to grow a brain. Remember that insult? You need to grow a brain if you don't take the jab. He also called us dickheads and cretins. There you go. That's the Premier of the state talking to the people of West Australia and said, you're a bunch of cretins.
Grow a brain. Grow a brain.
The impact on the unvaccinated will be devastating.
If and when COVID gets here, some of those people at those rallies will die.
Virus will find those who are not vaccinated.
Going to your office at Duma House. What do you say to them? What do you say to those people that'll be marching on your office at midday today?
Grow up. Grow up. Act like adults. Acting like thugs and bullies and anarchists. But seriously, they just need to grow up and grow a brain.
Okay, thanks very much, Premier. Do you know how many people in the Labor Party said, excuse me, Premier, we are in the same party, but that sort of language is not really acceptable. We shouldn't be calling members of the public cretins and people who don't have a brain. No, I tell you, let's do a search. Let's find out how many people in the Labor Party put their hand up and said, you shouldn't be talking like that. How many opposed to what this guy said? A big fat zero. Shame. Shame. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, we love young people around here. Come and yeah, oh. Big fat zero. All right.
Shame, shame.
Yeah, shame, shame, shame. All right. You resisted. You resisted the bullying. The bullying. Okay. We had the bullying from a number of different sources. Thank you, sir. Can we just quiet down a little bit? We had the bullying like in at the staff rooms with those list of people who didn't get the jab. We had the bullying on TV every single night from the media personalities. Just go and get your jab. Just go and get your jab. Oh, who was saying that? Who was saying that? The old COVID commander. Go and get your jab. Just go out and get your jab. Even if you're a pregnant woman, go and get your jab.
Will it affect, women's fertility? Women who are pregnant or intending to be should be vaccinated.
Just go and get it. Just go and do it.
Just get vaccinated now, and you do need to be vaccinated.
Do it. Roll up for WA. Okay? And so they were bullying us, and remember when this guy said, half the people in hospital were the unvaccinated.
ICUs in the east are full of the unvaccinated. When you're going into hospital and when you're struggling to breathe, You know, when your lungs are filling with mucus, people rush to get vaccinated because they don't want to die.
He never provided any data for that. He just big fat lie. There you go. That's what politicians do. They lie. All right. Oh, you resisted the isolation. Remember the isolation? Remember how they said, no, not for you. You can't go to any parties. Oh, no, you can't go to the gym. No, not for you. No, you can't even have more than 10 people at a funeral.
Mask wearing, no dancing, and proof of vaccination. We know it's been uncomfortable. We know it's been inconvenient.
My daughter got married during the COVID insanity period, and we're only... Look, I've got 5 children. I've got 4 sons and 1 daughter. What's the biggest social occasion of your life? When your only daughter gets married. You want to walk down that aisle, okay? We're only allowed 20 people at the wedding. How do you think that made us feel? How isolated. The groom's mother, who lived in Brazil, wasn't allowed to come to the wedding. Imagine how isolated she felt. Shame! Shame! You resisted the bullying, you resisted the isolation, and you were told, no, you can't go to the pool. I couldn't even take my grandchildren to the zoo. Get that? Can't even take my grandchildren to the zoo because if I took my grandchildren to the zoo, people might die. People might die. What? These people are insane. You resisted the dumb rules. Oh, do you remember the dumb rules? Okay, who can remember some of the dumb rules? How about you can't go to a bottle shop? Do you remember that?
I remember that. In fact, I remember a bunch of people sneaking them onto Langley Oval right after they took the park.
So you're allowed to go into the supermarket if you're all masked up, looking like with your nappy on your face. But you weren't allowed to go to a bottle shop. Why is that? What do you reckon? What was the reasoning behind that? How about this one? You went into as the restrictions were gradually being released, and we're feeling, oh, they're allowing us to do a little bit more. They're releasing the restrictions, so we should feel good about the government. How about this? When you went into a cafe, you had to wear a mask, but when you sat down, you could take the mask off.
Masks must be worn.
To wear them as a perfectly fit and healthy person in the street is not going to provide you with any greater level of protection.
Masks, though, must be worn. That is the law.
What? These people are insane. They're literally insane.
Brothels.
Oh, that's right. You were not allowed to go to a hairdresser. Oh, no haircut for you. You have to do a self job. But you're allowed to go to a brothel. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's pretty sad. And the check-ins. We had to check in.
Oh, yes. What do they call them? Contact tracing thing. Okay, who here, did you use the contact tracing?
Hell no.
I put down, when somebody challenged me, I said, oh, all right. And then I put down Superman.
Yeah,
okay.
Scooby-Doo.
Okay. So, all right, baby. These people are insane. You know?
I had to show my vaccine phone card before I could see a movie.
Hey, what?
At the movies.
At the movies, yeah.
The guy at the movies was looking at my vaccine phone ad to see if I had got the jab before I saw the movie.
That's crazy. So, yeah, so many of the rules were just insanity. It was all about control. All about control.
All right, so here's the classic one. My own church vaccinating people on the grounds, right up there. That one right there, right? St. Mary's Cathedral. They'd done it on site. And I stood out the front saying, what would Jesus do? He would tip that table over, not on his land.
So, yeah, the pressure was from the churches, it was from the media, non-stop, day after day, from billboards. How many times do you drive past a billboard that said, do the right thing, all right? Do the right thing. And so they tried to shame us, they tried to bully us, they tried to gaslight us, and for those who stood firm, I honour you today. You resisted the censorship. Remember the censorship? You know how they censored doctors? Remember the doctors were told, where's Dr. Mark? He's not here today. Remember how the doctors were told if you say anything which would possibly reduce vaccine take-up, you could lose your registration as a doctor, okay? So the doctors were censored, okay? Did they ever have debates on TV where somebody was pro and somebody was against? No, all it was is non-stop propaganda. That's what it was, and that's because they feared the truth. They feared the truth getting out, and so they censored us. They censored our YouTube channels. If you were putting things on YouTube channel, you actually got deplatformed. And so many, you got deplatformed, you got deplatformed, Max Freedom got deplatformed, and so many people who were actually just offering an alternative opinion were censored. And despite all that, you heard the truth. You realised what they were doing was just telling you lie after lie, and then you still prevailed. All right, they said, how about this one? How many times did someone say to you, are you a doctor? Are you a doctor? Okay, do you know what that is? It's an appeal to expertism. Okay, that's not actually an argument, are you a doctor? Because we can read, and we can read doctors who actually disagree with the narrative. And there were some really heroic doctors, both here in Australia and overseas, that stood up to all the lies. And so what they said to us, to all the people who were unjabbed, say, are you a doctor? What would you know? Okay, but we can read, okay? We can read. And we can know when a politician's lying because his lips are moving. All right, so to finish up, you stood firm in your convictions, you trusted your own judgment. So many of us paid the price for integrity. You chose courage over comfort, and you held the line for freedom. You are a hero. So well done to all the unjabbed here today and all the ones who are watching online, and give yourself a big round of applause. Well done, everyone. Woo! And now I'd like to invite all the unjabbed to come forward and receive your certificate of bravery. So please come forward.
Actually gone for torture, continuous torture.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm unjabbed.
Unjabbed, thank you. Well done, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Well done, Aussie.
Well done. So as well.
Yeah, I have, yeah. Hey, Joel.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Rochelle.
Hi, Rochelle. Well done. Thank you. Sure, absolutely. Thank you. All right.
Pleasure. Thank you.
You unjabbed? Oh, yeah.
Well done, eh?
Thank
so
you.
much. Hang on.
Oh, that's wonderful. You should be doing this every time.
I will.
Going over the history of it.
Give me a hug. All right, there you go.
Thank you.
And one for the cameraman. There you go. Hey, Vic.